What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn, and you are on Flip with Rick. And today we're talking about how you make 250K in 2025. And here's a little secret. We got to start now. As Deion Sanders says, we coming. You got to get started now. Do not wait till January 1. So today's live stream is all about how do we get there, especially if you have no blueprint, you have no plan, and you've watched endless amount of YouTube videos. Let's fix that today. Let's get you started. Let's give you a real plan. Don't worry. I don't have a big fee for you. I'm not going to charge you. You don't have to do a discovery call with me. I'm going to give it to you right here on the Flip with Rick channel because I believe you need the information. You just got to decide how much action you're going to take, and you're going to have to take a lot. So my name is Rick Ginn, and I want to talk about wholesaling. Most importantly, we're talking about 2025 on our way to 250K. Now, first of all, if you think that's a crazy amount, we need to open your mindset up. And I'm here to tell you 250K is the basic salary for any wholesaler that's actually doing any book of business. So I easily in my first year got to not quite 250, but I was very close to it. Now, here's the secret. The first 9 months was miserable. It was terrible. I was not very good. I failed like a lot of you, and I'm here to tell you it's normal. It's not just you. I did it. Zach did it. Every other guru on the internet that has half a brain wholesaling, they all struggled to a point. So if you feel all alone and you're struggling, I'm just telling you, it is the norm. You have to fight through the struggle. How you get there and where you actually wind up is completely up to you. It's not up to a guru. It's not up to me, Zach. It is completely up to you. So let's dive into it and let's get going. So, so today we're talking about how to get to 250. So I'm going to break this down in basically two parts. One's just going to be mechanical. I'm going to go through the list, and I'm going to do that in the second part. It's actually really easy. This is the easiest part of wholesaling. But then we got to break down, like, what do you have to actually, what pieces do you have to put in place to get there? Because if you don't have the right mindset in wholesaling, you're doomed. And let's face it, most of our mindsets before we got into wholesaling, it didn't work for us. It didn't get us the financial result we wanted. It didn't get us happy. And most of us are hunting for something where we can have control of it. And that's probably why you're watching this channel. You're in the right place. So me and Zach go hard on social media, YouTube, you name it, Instagram, Facebook. Why? Because we believe wholeheartedly in wholesaling. This is the reason you see us more than anyone else. Do you realize me and Zach do not have one paid ad out there? You know why? Because if you work your butt off and you're a real smart wholesaler, you can get started in this business with absolutely no money. Why? Me and Zach prove it. People that get into the entire like influencer space, you need all this fancy stuff, and you need editors, and you need producers, and you need CEOs. Me and Zach threw all that crap out the window. We basically instilled what we learned in wholesaling, and we dominate. Let me be very clear. We dominate social media and wholesaling. And here's the ticket. If I can do it without one dime spent out of my pocket, actually, we do spend money. But when we got started, all we did, here's what we did. Every consultant taught you got to do this. You got to have an editor. You got to have a production facility. You have to have an incredible studio, $100,000 studio. Dude, I put the whole thing together with $1,000 budget and ran with it for 3 or 4 years. Now, it's a different world today because we do a lot of deals off of this. But if I can take that same mentality and take down multi-million-dollar social media influencers, all I did, here's the key, guys. I took my wholesale brain and I applied it to this. I'm extremely resourceful, and I believe you have to produce before you start spending money on any business. You don't believe me? Go on the Shark Tank. What do they tell you? What are your sales? What have you done? But most of you guys, you want to build out this incredible, monstrous business with a monster overhead. This is why most social media people get killed. Their ego gets super big because they hit it at one point and then they forgot to focus on the things that got them where they want. And they start talking about things that have nothing to do with wholesaling. They start talking about, let me teach you about financials. Let me teach you. Listen, that's all responsible, but that's another channel. I'm only going to talk about wholesaling. That's what we're going to dive in today. So guys, use the comments. Let us know where you're all from. I mean, what's going on? If you guys are in the Tampa area, please get out of the way. I hate storms, but storms will never stop me from doing wholesaling. It will never stop me from going on the air. So as long as I have internet and power, I will be here. I don't take days off, just like I'm asking you. Don't take the days off. Put your time in, get it done. There's an amazing amount of people in this stream. It's an amazing community. Also, check us out on Wholesaling Houses for Real. Now, ready for this? The largest wholesaling group in all of Facebook in the entire world. That's right. Did it in less than 2.5 years without one single dime. So if I can do that just in social media with Facebook, imagine what I could do with your wholesaling business. Guys, I'm not the smartest guy out there. I just know how to outwork just about anyone else. And my son is actually a step above me. So if you want to learn from the best, you want to learn from someone that's been in the business 21 years, you want to learn from people that actually give it away, we're here for you. So let's dive into it. Use the comments. I love your comments, and let's just get into it. So we're talking about how to get 250K in 2025. Here's a little secret. Start now. What you learn, how you do wholesaling, if you cut your teeth on it now, you can actually get started in this business and get going. That is going to be the key on it. So what we have to understand, first of all, let me fix this. Dang it. Let's do. Okay, we got it. We got it. Okay. So what you have to understand is most people want to talk about where they want to go. Let's give you an example. Say you're struggling with weight, which most Americans are, unfortunately. Everyone's so focused on the end result. I want to be 50 pounds less. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds. And what do? The minute they lose just a little bit of weight, you guys see the post all the time. The average weight loss post is between 10 and 15 pounds. Why? Instant gratification. I've satisfied it. Honestly, by making those posts, you basically self-sabotage yourself because you just rewarded yourself, and you're going to have to duplicate that behavior over and over. And honestly, it's mostly water weight anyways. So we start lying to ourselves when we got out of control in it. So you have to understand, first and foremost, a result is a result. It means it resulted in me getting 3, 4, 5 wholesale deals. But a result can't happen without taking actionable steps. Here's the secret. Everybody wants to skip action and go straight to results. Doesn't matter what industry it is. It's just human nature. Why not? Hey, Rick, can you give me exactly what you and Zach have without me doing all this crazy work, calling sellers, knocking on doors, getting beat up by people with words, getting rejected massively? No, I can't. You see, a guru will sell you that dream. I don't have it for you. For me to succeed, for me to give you the course for free at freewholesaling.com, which you can go right on over there and you can sign up right now. There is no cost to it. Let me put it up here. If you guys are brand new to me or Zach, go to freewholesaling.com. If you're looking to buy a wholesaling course, go to freewholesaling.com. We have the most thorough, extensive course that you can even view and without paying a dime. Ask a guru to do that. They won't do it because they need certainty. They need to make sure they're going to get paid, so they guard their time. I'm fine with it. I will risk my time all day long because the more people I help out, the better I do, the more deals I do. If I truly wanted to take the guru approach, I would just charge every one of you 10 grand. I take it and I just do that. And then I'll be a little guy forever. I'll take a little bit of your money and I'll be slightly above average. And then I'll fade away. And I think $1 million or $2 million is a lot of money. And that's what most gurus do. It's just the truth. They all start off on this incredible curve and then they all fade down. You know why they fade down? their heads get too big, their ego gets ginormous, and they stop talking to people just like you. Why? Because they're just too good to teach you beginner strategies. And I don't believe in that. So I remember the day I started wholesaling, it's burnt in my brain. I'm an empath and I feel the pain you guys are feeling. So start at freewholesaling.com. That's number one. Now, if you're thinking about buying someone else's course, I'm not trying to screw up other guru sales. They have the right to sell anything they want. But there's this thing called free competition. Free and then competition. The problem is most people behind these courses, they don't even wholesale anymore. They don't even do the business. How are they going to teach you? So if you're doing that, I'm doing a public service. I am not anti-guru. If you want to do it, knock yourself out. Go find the best person out there to do it. But make sure you compare their course to mine. And I haven't had one person go, holy moly, their course smokes yours. Absolutely not. If they did, I would even step up my game. I just don't know I can give any more information because I update it every month, actually every week to be technically right. So check the course out, get started there. So we're talking about actions versus results in wholesaling. And here's the problem. You see the results? Everybody wants to jump over actions to get to results. Listen, I'm just going to give you the truth. You cannot get the result without taking massive tons of action. Do you hear me on this? If you just say, hey, listen, I just want to be rich. I want to have money in my bank account. I want to have properties all over the United States. Ask yourself, are you willing to take the actions to get the results? Because those actions are what creates the results. But honestly, most people won't tell you the truth and go, I just want the results. I don't want to do the actions. You have to admit it to yourself first. If you will fully dive in and immerse yourself in the actions, and people always ask, Rick, how long do I have to do this for? I don't give a crap. As long as it takes. For God's sake, stop putting a time limit on you. Let me ask you, when you have a child that's teaching to walk, do you go, listen, if you don't walk in the next 2 hours, I'm done with you? Listen, we all have different skill sets. We all have different markets, and we all have different learning capacities. Let me give you an example. I am an ADHD, undiagnosed kid my entire life. I was at best mediocre in school. I think I'm a smart person. I just learned differently than other people. And I just thought I had an issue. And until somebody actually on one of my live streams over 5 years ago say, listen, you are full on ADHD. So I looked at it as like, crap, I have a disability. Not really a disability. I just think differently. I always knew it inside. They just called it differently. They called me a whole lot different names when I was in school just because I could get an A one day and then get a D or an F like 2 weeks later. They just couldn't understand. It just takes a lot for me to get excited about something. But here's the really cool part. And if you have ADHD like me, I'm just give you a couple things. When I get super excited about something, I go so deep in, it's hard for me to get out of it. That was the perfect recipe for me in wholesaling because I couldn't stop taking action. And when I took a ton of action, a little bit of result would happen. But the more action I took, the bigger the results I got. So if I fast forward 21 years, the more action I take, the more deals I do, the more people I help out in the wholesale community. And I can have a bigger impact on people. Let me ask you, if I'm going to think super large, do you think I'm going to do what the average guru does and just, I got to charge for my time. I got to guard it. Dude, I'm fearless. I will help anybody out. And I love the mentality. And yes, people do have the right to guard their time. But we've been pretty successful. If you want to know how successful me and Zach are having an impact on community, do me a favor. Go to Wholesaling for Houses Real and just keep scrolling on the amount of checks that are posted on a daily basis. And by the way, I'm not like the coach of the coaches who instruct all their coaches. Make sure you snag that testimonial and you record it and you own it and you tear it up. I've never, ever asked anyone for a testimony. 9 times out of 10, it's everybody reaches out to me. I said, listen, just go on the Facebook group, go on Instagram and post it. And that's the beauty of what we do. And that's why if you want to find out if someone's truly authentic in what they do, go see what their crowd does. And by the way, don't take the select few students, because I can get 5 or 6 posts. And my favorite one is when they go John S. period. That's not a testimonial. That's what we call a dupe. So you buy their product. And here's a really cool thing. I don't really have anything to sell you. If you want success in wholesaling, come to me. You don't even have to buy it. But you have to take the action. If you don't take the action, there is nothing I can do for you. I tell you guys this all the time. There is no shortcuts in wholesaling. When you think you're going to take a shortcut, it's going to be a challenge. And you have to understand this. So action, action, action. That's what we're going to talk about today. So how do we get started in wholesaling? Real simple. Number one, you have to choose your education. Rick, what's the best education for it? That's always going to be a matter of public opinion. So take whoever has the most authentic testimonials and has the most raving lunatic fans and go with the person you believe you're going to have the most success with. It doesn't mean it's going to work. A big part of it is you. So the one thing that you can test is that person authentic in what they do. So rule number one, they have to wholesale currently. If they don't, run. If they are not a full-time wholesaler, how do you expect to pick up the business? Now, it doesn't mean they can't do other things. They do creative financing. They can do short sales. They can do lease options. I don't care. But a main part of their business should be wholesaling. Now, here's the challenge with this. A lot of people are super successful wholesaling and then they quit. Well, ask yourself, why did you quit if you were so good at wholesaling? My favorite part is when people go, I sold my wholesaling business for 7, 8 figures. Okay. Who's the owner? I just want to verify some information. Oh, that's private. I had to confidentially keep it private. It means they're lying to you. Yeah, guys, wholesaling businesses, you are the business. Think about it. If it was so scalable to where you could sell it to a multi-billion-dollar company, it would have been done hundreds of times by now. Every now and then someone sells a business. Listen, people say they sell it. It means they unwound their business because it's not working out for them or their costs got too high and they're going to go on to another venture. Now, 9 times out of 10, guess what that venture is? It's coaching, because for God's sakes, they are just recruiting anyone to do coaching, and all they are is self-fulfilling the prophecy of trading your time for money, because the one-on-one coaching is the biggest sucker's bet in wholesaling. Period. End of story. I'm sorry. If you get one-on-one coaching in wholesaling, you better ask yourself, do I have a high-quality individual teaching me? Because I could never afford to do it. Zach could never afford to do it. The ones that do really, really well and they have a lot of deals, it doesn't make sense to do one-on-one because, first of all, wholesaling is very general. They are specific actions you take, and you have to take the actions and you have to get feedback in the loop. You don't need one-on-one for that. One-on-one is very, very, very expensive for obvious reasons, because if I don't trade my time for money, then you have to pay me for everybody else that would want to spend time with me. And so I'm just trying to save you from that. So the first part is you have to get the correct education. That is up to you. There is no certification to universities. I want you to understand this. Going to freewholesaling.com so you understand this. I'll put it back on the bottom again there. We are the only people that teach wholesaling that show you our course where you don't have to pay any money and you know what you're getting before you really buy into it. Why? We are so confident in it. Do you see this line over my shoulder? I built this beast over 21 years. The education I give you guys is literally from the heart, the pain I went through. I was ADHD. I was stubborn. I did everything wrong my first 2 years. And I still survived and I still made a ton of money. So if you're struggling, I want you to understand this getting into it. The education, you have to determine what's the best one. What's the best way to find someone's education? If you're looking to buy someone's course, ask them to look at it for at least 3 to 7 days. Why? Because if they have nothing to hide, it should be 100% transparent. If I was going to fork out 5, 3, 5, 7, 10 grand, I want to see what's behind the veil. If not, buyer beware, because why would you hide it? I just don't understand this part. I get it. They're following what their coach of their coaches told them to do. And we have to do discovery calls. And I got to pay this guy a giant commission. And you guys all overpay for this. It's not a trap, dude. Go to freewholesaling.com. I will teach you not only how to get your first deal, how to get you your first 100 grand without any of the crap that goes along with it. People say, why do you do it? Because the more people I help, the more money I make. Everybody agrees with that philosophy. Check out Alex Hormozy, Gary Vaynerchuk. It's industry wide. Does this cost me money? It costs me a lot of money to do this, but I make it up in deals. I get so many deals sent to me. I have to screen. So I now have a staff that helps us submit our deals, sellmypaper.com, and you can submit there. And if you're part of Flip with Rick, you know how that works. You get to the front of the line and we do lots of deals together. So education, it's you that decides what's a valid education. The best way to figure out an education is take a look into the curriculum. And if they won't let you in the curriculum, take the hint. It means if you looked at it, you probably wouldn't buy it. It's just the truth. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Doesn't mean you're going to be successful or unsuccessful, but if you don't know what you're buying, I'm very concerned with people that cannot show it to you. So if I'm willing to show it to the entire world and get scrutiny, I believe everyone else, you at least have a right to compare it and do that. So education. The next thing you have to understand is there's this thing called timing in wholesaling. Now, it's not about when you start in wholesaling as far as the timing, but timing says when you do the wrong thing at the wrong time, no matter how hard you try, it's not going to work. Now, I could give examples in wholesaling and I could give examples in real life. Now, if I want to go fishing on a lake in Michigan and it's the middle of February and I'm not prepared for that timing in the season, meaning the lake's frozen over, no matter what I do, I won't be able to get my line through that ice because I don't have an ice shovel, an ice drill, whatever you call it. I probably freeze my butt off because I'll be out there in flip-flops. But I can work. I can bring the best bait, the best rod. But if I'm not prepared for that time of year, I'm going to get killed. So let's fast forward to timing in wholesaling. And so timing in wholesaling is like you can take all the effort in the world. But if somebody taught you just to chase people down on MLS and call people just on Zillow Fizbos and find every on-market deal, and you have to call 10,000 people, make your 10,000 calls. It's not going to make a difference. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to say it. And you take an incredible amount of action. Dude, 10,000 contacts is amazing. But your timing is so terrible because you're chasing the wrong method. What do I mean by this? It is really, really important. If you don't understand this part, you're not going to get it. Because if you don't know where to look and where to hunt, no matter how much effort you do, it's not going to work. When I started out wholesaling, I chased everybody. And I quickly found out within 8 or 9 months that I wasted 90% of my effort chasing down people that never really wanted to sell me their house. Because I thought everything on the market was fair game. That's what I was taught. I got bad information. I took it and I didn't get the right education, and forget about timing. I just went down the wrong avenue. But I still got deals, but it was extremely painful. And then even if you go the MLS route, how are you going to overcome the assignability of the contract, the proof of funds, the large deposit? You can't bring your buyers in. You have zero control and you never get to talk directly to the homeowner. So you can take all the massive action you want. If you don't time it at the right time in wholesaling, you will get killed. So many of you guys just want to go out there and get a yes right away. It is the worst thing you can do in wholesaling. But I know, Rick, I was taught to this. I go, well, number one, get the right education. Number two, learn the sequence of wholesaling, because most people skip the most important part, which is always going to be marketing. Hands down. If you don't master this part, there's nothing else I can teach you to do correctly. I don't really need to learn marketing. That's just not my forte. But then don't wholesale. So you have to understand that. So what's the next thing? What's the next recipe to get this thing rolling to get to 250K? We're building this thing up. It's going to work. You ready? Number one, you have to have a belief. This is the easy part. You all have a belief. What was my belief when I started wholesaling? It is burnt into my heart. It will never go away. I want to use wholesaling to gain freedom back of my life. Freedom to spend time with the people I love the most, my family and friends, and to become financially free to make choices to help my life out instead of dealing with problems I never chose to get. That's it. That's my long version. As simple as I used wholesaling for freedom. Now, keep in mind here, I did not say I used it to get rich, financially rich. We'll get on that topic. But like, what do you want right now to really change in your life? And most of you are using wholesaling as a lever. So you got to be brutally honest with you. So you got to form a belief. If you don't have something that you believe in, there's no point in doing it. Why do we put up with people hanging up on us, people being rude, constantly being rejected, constantly rehearsing what we're saying, constantly trying to pull lists, going on appointments, and sometimes just getting our head bashed in? Because you have a belief. In order to believe, you got to get through it. Now, whatever your belief is, I want you to do this. Don't take a Sharpie marker. Do not, especially the kids. Go get a dry erase marker and put it on your bathroom mirror and write your belief out there. It should be one sentence, very simple. You're going to have to look at it at least 2 to 3 times a day. You can't hide from it. You all know you're going to look in the mirror. You guys are vain. Come on. I look in the mirror. Come on. The reality is you have to look that statement in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, and before you go to bed. And after a while, you will rehearse it and you will burn it in your mind. Your nervous system has to connect with what you believe because the mind has to connect with the heart. And if it doesn't, if you don't believe it, you won't do it. I used to work for a corporation. I didn't believe in what they sold. In fact, I thought it was quite scammy. And that's why I didn't like what I did. If I can't benefit people's lives, I don't want to do it. Not everything about like, let's just make as much money as we can. There's easier ways to make money, like quite honestly. If it's purely about money, but like honestly, if you chase anything just for money, you will never make it. So I chase freedom. Use that as an example and put it in your own words. Now, here's the problem. A belief alone will not get you where you want to go because it's internal. So by putting it out on the board, at least you can start visualizing it. You can start seeing it outside your body, but you're going to have to add one more piece to it. And you're going to have to surround your belief to make it work. Because if you don't do this part, it's not going to work. You ready? This is the part most of you miss, conviction. Belief plus conviction, you can get through anything you want in life. Here's the challenge. Belief without conviction will have a high failure rate. Let me give you an example. Say you go to your dad and go, hey, Dad, listen, I found this crazy guy, Rick and Zach, on the internet, and they're very successful wholesalers, and they stuck it out. He even got a college degree and decided it wasn't worth it anymore. So I'm going to give it my all to this wholesaling thing, and it's going to change our lives. Dad sits back and goes, what? You want to run that by me again? And then he just shoots you down like a machine gun, and you just walk away because that's the person you trust most in your life, probably your parents. And they just shot your belief down. And now you doubt your own belief. Like dad shot me down, mom shot me down, my spouse shot me down. And now your belief it's like mushy. So the conviction is like your armored shield. What a conviction does, it helps prevent you from swaying from other people's opinions. You have to understand, you got to stop caring what other people think if you're going to do wholesaling. Because if you do, if you care about what everyone else thinks, you're already done. 98% of the people will tell you it's a scam. It's not going to work. It's BS. And I'm here to tell you, since 2003, I have walked the walk. So Zach is going on 8 years. He did it since 16. I started at 33. You do the math here. So we have to walk the walk. How do I do it? I put on my conviction. You know what my conviction says? I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. My belief stands solid. Here's conviction. No, say there's a bridge and you're looking at the bridge and you're going to cross it to get to the other side of the river. Say somebody takes that bridge out on you. You don't have conviction? You're done. It's over. Like conviction says, no matter what, I'm getting to the other side of that river, no matter what it takes. Boat, water, swim, life jacket. I'm going. You can't stop me. Nothing you can do is going to deter me. It might bother you, but it's not going to deter you. That's what conviction is. Now, you have to be polite with family because they're some of the biggest attackers you'll ever have. It wasn't my family. And I want you to understand, without conviction, you will swallow their opinion and it will destroy your belief. Belief plus conviction, unbelievable what can happen. Conviction prepares you for people going to attack you and understand, hey, I'm on the right path. I'm doing what most people don't have the guts to do, and I expect people to attack me. That's okay. Rick and Zach told me it's coming. I'm going to prepare for it. And remember, it's their opinion. It doesn't mean you love them any less or don't respect them. You're just on a different path. That's it. And by the way, when you get the conviction, so many things will change in your life. So let me put it this way. A lot of your friends are holding you back. I'm just going to tell you right now, I know mine were. I love my friends, but like I've made a lot of changes in the last 15 years of my life. And what you understand is, remember this, you can't, K-A-N-T, change your friends. You can't change them the way they think. Like they're your friends. They're stuck the way they are. But you can, C-A-N, change your friends. And once you understand that, why would you stick around anyone who just tears you down? So it's one thing to shoot the conviction, the arrow bounces off my conviction shield. But if you keep shooting that arrow, I'm getting out of that area because I don't want to put up with that crap because it will wear on you. So you have to understand you can't do this without conviction. So if we know we need conviction and before we need belief, then I want you to show you this. Take education, timing, belief, conviction, results are guaranteed. Now, when the results come in, that is the wild child. And that's where you go like, Rick, if I make 1,000 calls, how many deals do you think I'll get of it? I don't know. Why don't you make those calls and give me the numbers when you're done? I'm not calling it for you. I've done my time. I still do it every day, just in a different capacity. Why? Because I have leverage. I know how to scale my business and I work with a team of employees. Do you think I started out the first 7 years? I was a moron. The first 2 years made sense. I could have got a lot more help and been along further earlier, but I was stubborn. I let my ego get in the way, and I'm here to prepare you today. So education, timing, belief, and conviction equals results. If you guys miss any of this on here, you're going to struggle. I'm just being honest with you. I see it every day. Here's the problem. Most wholesalers only focus on the results. I made 5 phone calls. I don't have a deal yet. That means you're only looking at the results. You're not going to get anywhere doing that. So listen, chasing results is a waste of time and energy, especially in the beginning, because your results are going to be extremely erratic and not dependable in the first 30 to 90 days. Why? Think about a boulder. When you start to push it, just to try to get it roll is going to take everything you got. Wholesaling is no different. Think about the first time you ever tried. Remember when you first tried to walk? I know I don't really remember it, but we've all seen videos. It's painful to watch. And I have to sit here as an educator, as a mentor to people, and I have to watch you fail. And if you've ever watched your own kids fail, it's painful to watch. Do you think watching Zach fail at wholesaling was fun to watch? But it was great because that's how you learn in life. You people that think you can never fail, you have a perfect business. Find anyone who sits there and criticizes everything you do. I guarantee they haven't done jack. See, people who never take a risk, people that never want to fail because they're so concerned what others think, they have the perfect business. Think about it. It's like the armchair quarterback. I can sit there and tell Tua, slide. You've got to slide. He doesn't listen to me. I'm an armchair quarterback. Easy for me to say. I got 350-pound men flying around trying to take your head off. I'm an armchair quarterback. Same thing. When that person sits there and criticizes your business, it means they don't have a business. But I'm going to tell you how to run the perfect business because I'm so good at it. It makes me laugh so hard. So they just want to tell you what the result is and how to do it, but they've never done it a day in their life. Do not listen to those people. So let's get back to the 250K. I'm preparing you mentally how to load your war chest so we can give you the tools right now to move forward and show you how to do it. So first of all, You always have to break down the problem in little incremental pieces. Because 250, like, ooh, Rick, 250, I got to go out and find one or two deals. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. It's not. You're going to have to break it down in a bunch of small deals. So let's just give a basic summary here. To my water there. 250K in 2025. Here's the key. Start today. But it only takes 15 deals around 16K average, which is basically less than 2 deals a month. Actually, it's less than 1.5 deals a month. It's not that hard. Now, in the beginning, you might have some goose eggs. I expect you to. I don't focus on the results in the first 90 to 100 days. If you want to progress in wholesaling, you have to focus on the action. What are the actionable steps you took in the last hour, you took today, you took this week, you took these 2 weeks, you took this month, this quarter, this half year, and the rest of the year? And you have to do it just like that. You just have to keep picking away at it. Don't try to take it all down in one bite. It's not going to work. So how do I do it, Rick? Ready? We're going to focus on actionable steps today. You're going to start with deal number 1. Some of you are trying to get to deal 200 before you even did deal 1. And that drives me nuts. Why? Because we got to get deal 1 and you got to be brutally honest about it. Fight like hell to get deal 1. Now, here's the challenge with the deal is a lot of you come to me and Zach and you don't have any money. That's fine. I did it broke. Sorry, I didn't have any money. I wasn't one of these richy, glamorous kids that goes, here, Rick, here's $10,000, get it started. No. And I'm here to tell you the people that pay the 10 grand to the gurus, that pay another 20 to 30 to 50K in marketing, their failure ratio is through the roof because they think they can skip the pain of learning wholesaling, the journey we call, and they think they get a shortcut to the top. Nobody gets a shortcut in wholesaling. You're going to have to cut your teeth, learn to talk with people, learn how to build a rapport, and learn how to connect and build trust. And then you have to learn the process on how to negotiate and take these deals down. Here's a little hint. If you have no sales experience, you're better off. I've worked with some of the people I had gifted sales ability. Here's the problem in wholesaling is we're not selling. Tell me what you're selling in wholesaling. Please, somebody share with me the sales training in wholesaling. You are a guide. You walk people down a path. You have the highest level of education in wholesaling. And then you learn to listen to people by talking to them, building rapport, turning your scripts into conversations, and then getting all their information and keeping your mouth minimally shut. And then you form a solution through your resourcefulness, because that's what you're going to need in wholesaling. And you solve problems that most people can't solve. You're not going to win on every deal. But the reality is, we find people that need to sell their house. The people that want to sell your house, like I told you in the beginning of this live stream, are literally a waste of my time. I don't want to deal with them. You understand that? Okay, let's keep moving. A lot to get through here, and I want to talk to people today. So after you do deal 1, how do I know that I am ready for wholesaling full-time? One of my favorite questions, and it is a valid question because I started out part-time wholesaling. So you can do this in any capacity. You have obligations. You have kids. Take care of them. Don't dive in headfirst and quit everything you got. That's a reckless decision. That's a guru that's typically going to sell you a course. Honestly, a lot of people getting wholesaling are not equipped for it, and they don't have the right mindset for it. And that's one of the biggest failures I see in this business. So if you understand that, deal 1, you got to get to deal 5. If you get to deal 5, listen, I believe in you from deal 1. But here's the reality. If you want to go from JV, so JV is deal 1 through 4, and you want to get to varsity, you got to do deal 5. I tell people all the time, I don't know if I do 5 deals. Let's get off that JV team and let's get on varsity. It's just like wrestling when I was in high school. My favorite thing about wrestling is it didn't have all the politics that all the other sports did. Like who likes the coach best, whose mom's yelling at someone to put in. It was simple. It was every Tuesday or Wednesday, it was a wrestle off. And you wrestled everybody in your weight class, and the winner got to wrestle on Friday night. Coach had no say. He goes, dude, and here's what, you know what the coach said to me? He's like, Again, it is up to you. It is not up to me. I'm not making this decision. You are. By the amount of actionable steps you do, how many weights do you lift? How's your cardio? Are you wrestling people that are kicking your butt? And once I understood that, I understood the decision was all mine. And I'm telling you, it's the same thing in you. I believe in you. How do I know I believe in you? You get the 5. I know you fought the fight, because a lot of you can do 5 deals without spending very, very little money. And if you can figure out how to get deal 1, you'll get momentum. You're going to be all over the board till deal 5. When deal 5 comes, I'm telling you, the statistical odds of you being successful in wholesaling are through the roof. Now, you have to learn the fundamentals to survive in this game. A lot of you guys grab onto these shiny object syndromes, all these fancy seminars where you come in for like 2 or 3 days. People are smoking cigars. You're on fancy dinners. You're on boat. That stuff's not going to help you out at all. So find stuff without it that just cuts to the chase, because the last thing you need is another boat ride. Wouldn't you rather ride with your family or friends than complete strangers? I'm sorry. I'm all about networking and stuff, but if you're just getting started in wholesaling, you need direct information. You need instruction, because you're going to get overwhelmed with that. Like, everyone's going to try to flash you. I got this car. Look at this fancy house I'm renting. It's all smoke and mirrors. Rich people don't do that. Rich people don't have to brag about everything they have, because they already know they have it. Remember, if you have to impose on someone how rich you are, I know you're not rich. Period. End of story. It's just the truth. Go look at the wealthiest people in the world. They don't do it. But the skills you learn now are the skills you're going to have when you're wealthy. So if you don't learn this now, because the minute you get it, you're going to show it off. And guess what? The minute you show it off, you're going to get shot down, because your ego got way too big. So take it to deal 5. Take it to deal 5, and we can really push this thing. Deals 1 through 5 will add this muscle to wholesaling. You ready for this? Something magical happens around deal 5, because 1 can be a freak accident. And I had somebody get a deal, and I'm not going to name names, but it's just amazing. She got a $90,000 deal in one of the toughest market on her first wholesaling deal with little to no experience, but God knows she had the guts to take it down. And that was relatively recent, in the last month or so. And like I told her, I created a monster. But she just had the guts to knock on someone's door that was run down, and they struck a deal. Any one of you guys can do that. I did that in one of my first 5 deals. You have to go up, knock on doors, and just take action. And you got to just put your heart out there and try to help people, and understand you're going to get rejected. It's okay. We're fine with it. So deals through 1 through 5, we are going to create this muscle to wholesaling. And if you don't know what it is, let me explain it to you. It's called confidence. That's what happens from deal 1 to 5. Now, deal 1, you have to have faith. Sorry, you're just going to have faith. Why? Because Rick's been doing it 21 years. He cannot be lying to me. Guys, if I couldn't make wholesaling work in 21 years, I wouldn't be sitting on this live stream with you. So the longevity and the legitimacy of the business is never in question. The only people who ever question it are wholesalers that have a course to sell you that they usually have the cure for it. Fun fact, 2003, people tried to scare me like, wholesaling is going to be illegal, Rick, and you're going to have problems. 21 years later, still the same rhetoric, just a different way they're spreading the message. Now, is wholesaling being attacked? Yeah, but like, it's legal. The only thing they're going after you for is the marketing. And I've always believed that you shouldn't be mass marketing people pictures of properties, because we're selling contracts. So if you get the right education, you know how to market your contracts. Do not market properties like a realtor. And honestly, if you follow some simple common sense, you'll avoid most of the pitfalls. The stuff that's really you're not supposed to be doing anyways. It's just now we have to have a law that tells you you shouldn't be breaking the law. You shouldn't be doing that. We sell contracts, guys. We are not realtors. I never signed up to be a realtor, nor should you ever get your real estate license to fulfill wholesaling because somebody scared you into it. Confidence, guys. That's what deal 5 does. Every person I met that has the 5th deal, they're super confident. And you know what? For you to get confident, you got to understand this. Don't let confidence fuel your ego. This is the biggest enemy you have in wholesaling. You get really confident and then you just think you know it all. How do I know this? I see people all the time I do this, I do that. And then they forget what made them successful. I was one of them. I fell victim to this too. And so I only focus on wholesaling. I'm not going to teach you how to do crypto. I'm not going to teach you how to do NFTs. I'm not going to teach you how to get a financial education because I'm not Dave Ramsey. I don't care. I don't know Dave Ramsey. I'm not Susie Orman. I'm definitely not Robert Kiyosaki. Those guys are such old news. It's a joke. It's like there was a great lesson back in the early 2000s, but a lot of that stuff, in my opinion, the fundamentals are okay, but like a lot of the investment stuff, just so you know, Rob has been promoting gold since 2014, said our entire economy and the real estate market's going to crash. He's been wrong at least 10 years, according to my math. Why? Because he has a product they want to sell you. He's not a bad guy. I thought he wrote a great book. It inspired a lot of people when I was younger to get into it. But I don't think the message resonates very well anymore. And with mainstream technology and stuff like that, things are moving much faster than that book printed. Now, the fundamentals are good. It's good if you're just trying to get out of a job and get in and control your destiny. But listen, if you get into one of those courses, it's not going to make you rich like the way I'm teaching with wholesaling. Wholesaling has amazing upsides. That's why it's a very specialty niche teaching. But I love anybody that will help you get better. What my point of this, so I don't get all my ADHD, is I only focus on wholesaling. The rest, everything else is a distraction. Every one of the live streams you'll ever see me and Zach do is only a focus on wholesaling. And I want to give a message out to anyone who teaches this business. If you stay on topic and help people out, you will grow your audience and you will gain people's confidence. Why? Because I teach in my field of expertise. The minute I go out and start telling you how to do luxury fix and flips, and I teach you how to do these specialty contracts, and then I start giving you all this paperwork on everything that's not wholesaling, novation, stuff like that, dude, tune me out. I'm not going to do it. I'm committed. I'm tempted every day. Everybody, oh, if you do this, I'll give you this amount of money. I don't care. The morals have to be for what it is. We have to focus on wholesaling. So what's the key? Fundamentals. Everybody who screws up in wholesaling, they got away from what made them successful. End of story. And I'm telling you, you are going to get tempted once you get 20 or 30 deals. Like, I'm going to try this special technique and I don't have to compete with wholesalers. Go ahead, leave the arena. And you're just going to set yourself out backwards. You can always wholesale and add other avenues to real estate. I'm not just like, okay, wholesaling's it. But a lot of people tell you wholesaling is a beginner strategy. And why would you ever do it long run? Because not every property needs to be taken down, traditionally closed, funded, fixed up, and done. I'm telling you, the problem with that is you have to deal with the timing of the market. And the bigger the flip, the more you're at risk for it. So you should always have at least a percentage of your business where you're liquidating deals fast. Creates cash, creates deal flow, and then you can cherry pick from there if you decide to do that. Trust me, I tried fix and flip, horrible decision. I did a lot of other things. They were okay temporarily. You know what? The one thing that always stuck around? Wholesaling. And by the way, when all the smoke settles on all these ridiculous strategies you guys have been taught over the last 7 years, wholesaling will always be there. It will always be legal. And it'll always produce cash for you now. The problem with creative financing, and I love creative financing, but it does take an education to understand it. Great. You're going to hire someone to educate you. You still need experience doing it. Because here's the problem. If I have one person that's looking at 2,000 creative financing deals, they're only going to take the cream of the crop. I've been through this before. Because they can't take down every property. So creative financing is good long-term strategy, but the problem is in the short term, it's not going to make you any money. In fact, a lot of the strategies I see being taught, you have to write large checks. Now, you can partner with someone that's experienced. I'm fine with that. But make sure you're being cut into the deal correctly and make sure you're part of a great deal. Listen, I've had a lot of creative financing bombs in the last year alone on me. Surprise insurance payments, surprise all sorts of escrow surprises on the quality of the house. And some of you guys just aren't prepared for it. If you have a vacancy, who's going to pay for it? So make sure if you have a partnership, you spell the agreement out from head to toe, from who's responsible for what and financial duties. But back to this. Fundamentals is the absolute key in wholesaling, because if you don't understand fundamentals, you're going to get cute, you're going to get tricky in markets, and you are not going to get to that 250K. So let's talk about the fundamentals, the actionable steps. And then here's what I'm going to do is I am going to now put up a StreamYard link that you guys, if you want to connect, I want to help somebody out that needs a kick in the butt or needs the truth. If you can't handle the truth, do not come on the live. I want to help. Everything I do is from love, but sometimes you got to be told the truth. So if you want to talk about wholesaling, but let's talk about solutions. Don't get on here whine. I got no cheese for you. We got to move forward. So I'm almost done here. Let's keep going. So fundamentals. I will go over and over on government lists. We have coined this phrase. I am not a government employee, but I like to use government things because where there's smoke, there's fire. If you want to learn more about this, go over to freewholesaling.com. There's plenty to do there. Now, I'm going to run through this quickly so you guys get it. Don't worry. This is recorded, even though it's a live stream, because I like the live stream. I don't like teleprompters. I like to speak the truth about what's going on in today's market. I'm wholesaling today. Today is what? October 8th, 1:52 p.m. Eastern time. If you don't believe I'm online, I'm here. So my favorite government list, code violations. I'm going to go quicker here. Tax delinquencies. And number 3, pre-foreclosures. Why? I can take those 3 lists, put them together. Now, you're going to have to earn those lists. Just because they're free doesn't mean they're always easy. The pre-foreclosures should be the easiest to get. Tax delinquencies, to take a little bit of work, you usually have to go to the tax collector's office. I like to go in person. You guys can make online requests for doing this virtually, or you can send an email. You can use ChatGPT or Bart to help you write the letters, the emails, whatever it needs. But these 3, I like to take a combination and do what we call reverse driving for dollars. Boy, I got spelling issues today, don't I? Let me fix that. So we do driving for dollars just by using this strategy. All we do is leave a sticky note on the door and say, hey, listen, I had a quick question about your house. And that's it. I didn't do this when I started out in wholesaling, and I actually knocked on the frickin' door. It takes 10 times longer. It's very exhausting, and you will get some strange people. So in today's stage with Ring doorbells and nobody answers the front door, the reverse driving for dollars is one of the greatest strategies you can do. Now, take those lists and do it. If I've got to get a deal quickly and Rick wants me to get the deal one, that's the first thing I'm going to do. If you have limitations, find a way to work around it. But I'm telling you, it works very effectively. The hardest part is organizing the list and figuring out a route to go. Now, you guys can use dmzack.com through Deal Machine, or you can figure it out on your own. It doesn't really require money. Remember, deals 1 through 5, let's be brutally honest. You got to go out and do it with little to no money. Now, here's the good news. If you can do it, you will kick ass in wholesaling, period. The people that come in with like deep pockets, they just leave quietly because they're embarrassed. They usually don't have the right mindset and they think they can buy their way into it. That's why you have all these ridiculous courses, because people pay for it. I do not target those people. There's not a day doesn't go by someone offers me 10 grand for one-on-one. I'm not doing it. Why? Because I'm going to waste my time. You're going to waste my time. At the end of the day, I don't really need the 10 grand. And it's frustrating to watch people fail. 95% failure ratio in wholesaling because of courses like that. So reverse driving for dollars. Now, what I'm also going to add to it is simple driving for dollars. I kid you not. I kid you not. There is courses on driving for dollars for over $3,000. This is the problem with the coach of the coaches. Whatever's for sale, they will coach you and charge you a fee for it. Do we really need a course on driving for dollars? Go to freewholesaling.com. I donate the entire course 100% for free. I don't ask for a dime from you. It drives me nuts that people actually pay for this stuff. So you have to understand, guys, everything is out there. You have to make choices. Driving for dollars is one of the most powerful ways to get a deal. Why? Because you're taking a list nobody else has access to, and you're using your eyes. And if it's a distressed property, your odds go up exponentially. There is a problem there. Here's the challenge. You have to get to the bottom of it. Sometimes it's hard to connect with these people. It's hard to find their information, their phone numbers. You have to dig. Get resourceful. Talk to the neighbors. Talk to the neighbors in the front and the back. Dig them up online. Find social media posts, whatever you got to do. But guys, this is not rocket science. Now, those first two techniques should get you to deal 1, maybe to 3. You should be able to find at least 1 deal out of that. I'm sorry, you're going to have to put it in. Hey, Rick, how long is it going to take me? I don't know. That's the truth. Only the man upstairs knows, and you know. Here's how you do it. If you just take massive action and keep going, eventually the machine's going to spit out a result. And even if you get a bad result, that's great. Because remember, we talk about the toddler, the one that fails, that falls down. It's painful to watch. But like, I have a different mindset. When I watched Zach struggle in wholesaling when he was 16, I knew he was making incredible progress. And that's the problem is if we're going to look as parents and as guides and as mentors, we have to let people fail and then pick them up and go, hey, keep going. But I'm not going to hold your hands while you walk. I'm the guy who's going to push you on the bike and go, hey, I let go. One of the best things you can do as a parent is teach your kids to ride a bike. The confidence goes through the roof, the trust. But most of you guys don't trust the people that train you. And that's your biggest problem. You think the 5 or 10 grand is the trust. It's not. That's what's actually going to break the most amount of trust, in my opinion. Because it doesn't matter if you get this for free or you pay $100,000. You have to do the same amount of work. People think it's a shortcut. You can't do it. You've got to understand that. So you're going to take those 3 lists and do that. We're going to do the driving for dollars. Now, here's one that people always laugh at me for. I don't give a crap. Remember, I'm trying to get you to deal 1 and work you up to varsity on deal 5. Physical bandit signs. Now, don't do what the gurus do out and teach you to buy 500 in a box and be thousands of dollars in debt. Go to your local box stores, go find a sign company, buy the 18 by 24 white corrugated signs and get a black marker, the big giant Sharpie ones. They're like $2 or $3. You can get them at the box stores. And it's 3 lines. You ready? Here's a course in itself. This course is out there. I think it's $2,500 on the top. Sell your house today. The next one, any condition, any situation. 3rd line is your phone number in bold print on one side. These signs are made much cheaper. You can see through them. And you go out in a neighborhood or in an area where you have Home Depots, Walmarts, Targets. Hide them right below the bush. Be resourceful. Be a guerrilla marketer. What's a guerrilla marketer? You're appearing you're huge, but you're a small military base causing extreme damage. How? I put those signs all in a very tight area, 10 to 15 signs. I'm like, man, this guy's everywhere. I got to give him a call. And when your phone rings, answer it for God's sakes. These things still really work. I know there's a lot of political signs out probably about this time, but as soon as that settles, get these signs going. I have JV partners all around my town. This is their only lead generation source, and they send me deals every week. You don't think it works? It means your ego's too big. Check it at the door. Do you want to pay $5,000 for a pay-per-click on this official program? Or do you want to spend $20 and go out and get a deal? We have to work on a guerrilla, like very tight shoestring budget. You got to make your dollars work as hard as you can for you. You have to be extreme. We're trying to take $1 and grow it to $20, $20 to $100, and so on. You're going to have to do some extreme stuff. What a lot of these gurus teach you is go out and do this marketing thing and let me know how it works out. Well, I don't have any money. I just paid you $7 grand. Oh, well, you're going to have to get resourceful. So I'm saving you that one. The next one is your digital bandit signs. Very straightforward. Go to freewholesaling.com. I'll show you how to do it. Me and Zach do it. We've got hundreds of deals ourselves. We get it all the time. It works real well. The one I forgot to put on here is also do your bandit comments. Find one of these PPC guys or girls. I'm going to do an official campaign and I'm going to have a company do it all for me. Get in the comments on them. That's where your deals are. People always put comments on it. They're too cheap to have the company deal with the comments because the company doesn't know how to talk like a wholesaler. So they go, hey, how quickly do you buy houses? Boom. I'm dropping all my stuff in there. I'm getting in people's DMs and I'm taking those deals away from them. And then I get calls. Rick, that's cheating. It's unlawful what you're doing. I go, nope. Once you leave the comments on, it's fair game. Sorry, this is the truth of wholesaling. You paid 5 to 10 grand. I did it for free. Why? Because I'm much more resourceful. I have to make something out of nothing. You, on the other hand, trying to take $5, $10, $15,000 and make it work. So I will ride on their coat strings all day long. I don't care why. I don't care what they think about me. I'm not breaking any law. I've checked it with my lawyer. If they turn the comment on it, attack. Be nice, be respectful. It's up to them to turn them off, not me. I love it. Then you're going to attack probates. Pick one county where you can do the most damage. Get the probates. Either you got to go down to the courthouse, get them online, go to freewholesaling.com. I teach you how to do it. But probates, they're a little bit slower, but they are going to be 3 times more profitable than your average wholesale deal. And you have to understand that doing that. So last but not least, let's talk about just some of the paid ones that you can actually still make it work for you. Now, when I talk about paid, I'm talking about using software services. We recommend XLeads. We're the owner of XLeads, and we control the information, and we think like wholesalers. So here's the lists I would pull in XLeads. Now, you can use other services with it. It's your choice, but I don't know why you would, because you're going to pay twice as much and get half the value on it. So we talk about paid lists. I love the vacancy list. You only have to hit it once a quarter. Don't hit it every month. The second list, this is recorded, guys. I'm going to get through this so I can talk to you guys. Tired landlord list. We call it bored landlord list so we don't duplicate everyone else's. These are just people that have owned properties for a long time, and this is nothing more than a timing issue. People get old, they get tired, you get rental fatigue, you just want to get rid of it, especially when hurricanes come through and tenants trash your property. And then the last one is zombie properties. All zombie properties are vacant properties that have some sort of action happening, and usually some sort of foreclosure, pre-foreclosure going on, tax delinquencies. They have multiple pain points that are going on, and you have to understand that. So let me ask you this before we get into the lives here. Are you going to do your job? Rick, is wholesale? Yes, wholesaling is a job. I'm the first to admit it. I don't even hide it. It is a path to get out of whatever you want. But at the end of the day, are you going to take the actions to get the results? Or do you just want to sit here and talk about results all day? Because that's like Michael Jordan talking about getting six NBA trophies before he shot his first shot. Dude, the guy got cut. He got cut from his high school basketball team. The man had conviction because he just proved everybody wrong. And it's up to you. Do you want to let your family sit there and talk crap about you? Who cares? The best way, the best revenge is not to be like that person and to make success out of what you're doing. I've already proven wholesaling works. 21 years, and I do it every day. So we've removed that obstacle. This is not these Amazon stores that a lot of people, by the way, a lot of ex-wholesaling gurus did that, and they all hid behind it. And now they're all coming back out of the woodworks. Just Google. You can tell people scammed you in a heartbeat. And just the people that just sit there and ramble on the internet about cars, about politics, about crypto, why would you want advice from wholesaling from them? It means I don't have enough information to give you, or I'm never giving anything away for free because I'm just too big for that. People pay me millions of dollars. Okay, then go get it. I promise you, their businesses will not last and it's not going to work. So, do you have a plan to get to 250 in 2025? Here's the secret is, you're in October. You got an entire quarter to load your coffers. You need to take actionable steps. You need to take the leads, the instructions I already given to you. It's not complicated. Now, if you want more detail, go over to freewholesaling.com. I'm going to put it up here so nobody misses it. And you guys just have one job going on. Actually, I'm going to give you 2. You ready? Where'd I put it? Get your first deal. Just get it. I didn't say if you don't get it in 90 days, you're done. The reality is some of you will get it in a week or 2. Some of you will get it in a year or 2. Unfortunately, there is a lot of factors that come in, but here's the biggest factor. How much action are you going to take on a daily basis to get there? I can hop on a live with any one of you and I can go through it. And I promise you, I can get to the bottom of it in probably 5 to 7 minutes. The question is, are you going to tell me the truth? If you don't tell me the truth, we can all, if you just want to look rich or pretend to be rich, that's 95% of the world. Actually, the United States, not the world. You got to make a choice, man. To become rich, you got to stop looking rich. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. 2 years in wholesaling. That's why at 24 months, it goes by like that. Some of you have already lost 9, 10 months this year. And I don't want you to wait any longer. Remember, get your first deal. Then you fight to get to deal number 5. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you can't push the needle to get the deal 5, how much work are you really doing? Like how much actionable steps? So you could do the wrong amount of work and get nowhere. Trust me, if you have the wrong education and you don't have the tools, you're going to get run over in this business. But if you will fight to get that, nobody ever says it was so easy to get deal 1 through 5. Nobody's ever said that in wholesaling, ever, including me, Zach, and anyone I've ever taught in this business. Every one of them had a massive struggle, and most of them were on the verge of quitting. So here's the key. Don't quit. It's that simple. Don't quit. Winners are people that just failed more times than the others, but didn't quit. That's it. That's the only difference. I know so many people were so good at wholesaling and they had one blip and they quit. Never meant for it. Okay. Once you get that deal 5, you should be pretty close to the 100 grand. And then you're like, okay, well, so if I had a 1-year period, everyone thinks, okay, I'm going to get 1.5 deals every month, but that's crap. The first 3 months is going to suck. I'm just going to be brutally honest. Some of you get lucky, which I love. And I'm not discrediting you, but we need to create consistent action when we do it. Okay. The reason I've done this 21 years is because I've never stopped marketing ever. All I do is market. And the more I market, the luckier I get. And you got to understand, the first 2 years, I had no idea what I was doing. I just went out and found people that need to sell their house off market, direct to seller. If you can follow that basic formula the first 2 years with me, you can't screw this up. But those of you that want these cute little MLAs, I want to reach out and talk to the real estate agent, you're literally wasting your time. I'm not saying you can't do it. It is just not a good beginner strategy. It's not just my opinion, because you're going to just talk to people that want to sell your house. And you know what? You're going to feel good. You're going to feel like you get close, but you won't get a deal because they don't really need you. They need someone to give them the highest offer. That's not wholesaling, nothing to do with it. So after that, after you get the deal 5, I can easily teach you how to scale to get to those 15 deals in 2025. And here's the secret. Say you started in January. Say you're just, okay, I'm starting January 1. And then say you get to September and you only got 5, maybe 6 deals. You're like, crap, Rick, I'm 9 short. There's no way I'm going to make it. I'm going to tell you that track you did the first 9 months, the next 3 months is going to be tenfold because you've already built up the leads, the momentum. Now you know how to talk to people. You'll become better at saying the right things to get deals closed. Remember, it's not a sales job. It's about wisdom, education, and providing the right solutions. And it does take some experience and you get better at this. You get really good at it. So if you can do it deals 1 through 5, after that, it becomes just exponential. It never stops. And we teach you how to scale it. Instead of you going out knocking on every door, just calling everyone, I'm going to teach them how to have them call you. And then you can take some of those profits you had, and now we can do what we call scaling our business. I'm going to tell you guys, knocking on doors and doing that forever is not a long-term solution, but you got to be willing to put it in 2 years. Remember, I don't care if you have 30 grand to throw in this business, you'll probably fail worse than the person that's broke. Because I find I have more people successful. I have people in Africa doing deals here right now. Not any all they have is an internet and they get deals done. You know why? Their convictions like through the roof. Like this is how they have to feed their families. And guys, they're taking deals from you. A lot of people that are lazy in the United States. I'm not saying you're lazy, but you got to understand that. So the next thing you could do, get involved with Flip with Rick Plus. It's not a requirement. It's more access to me and Zach. It's a very nominal fee. And we do weekly interactions. We do it 4 times a week plus all our lives. Nobody else even comes close to us. And then obviously go over to freewholesaling.com. The idea is to use freewholesaling.com to get you through deal 1 through 5 because nobody believes in you guys. They all kick you to the curb. And then until you pay these ridiculous tuition fees, they say you're not serious. Listen, if you're broke, if I took that mentality, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you right now in wholesaling. And that's what drives me nuts with this entire business is we are forgotten. We are told the free people are the biggest nightmare, pain in the butt people you ever deal with. I don't subscribe to that at all. That's not my words. That's what the gurus have all told me and Zach. You never want to deal with free people. They're a nightmare. Dude, I love you guys. And I'm going to show everybody what you're made of. But remember, I'm putting out the JV so you have the tools to get your first deal. If you want to get the deal number 5, you've got to put in the push and the fight. Then if you want to do that and you want to join on my team, I'll take you all the way, because once you're going to do 5 deals, I go, man, you've got the right stuff. Let's go. Let's have fun with this. Let's make a ton of money. And so I right now have 62 active partners right now I'm doing deals with. I have an endless supply. I do my own market and I do my virtual markets. I do local. Everybody knows where I'm at. Everybody knows where I do a deal. You're all in my backyard. I know how you guys operate. And that's what we want to do. And I love every one of you for it. So let me answer some questions online, and then I'm going to hop on and we're going to do some lives here. Oh boy, lots of comments. So, DeSantis says, I'm the same, Rick. Hated waking up early for school. I knew I never needed any future life random information. It's like you're thinking all my thoughts on that. So, and they got Sunshine. Rick, thanks for all you do. Going through the course, watching your YouTube content, marketing from Arizona. That is awesome. So, you guys have answered most of your questions here. I see a lot of questions about the hurricane. Dude, me and Zach are fine. Zach's actually traveling this week because here's the funny thing is, gurus always talk about, work hard so you can play hard. Like if me and Zach don't show you like we have like a real life out of wholesaling, I'm not like giving you vision. So Zach is off on like a really exotic trip, having the blast of his life. I don't know if you guys have seen his pictures on Instagram and stuff. It's like really cool. And that's what it's all about. I couldn't do that when I was 25. I had no money. He can do whatever he wants, whenever he can live anywhere in the world he wants, because he has the freedom of wholesaling. So I believe the same thing. I just do a lot more fishing. I like to fish. I do like my sports. But guys, if you can't be rewarded for your efforts, there's no point in doing it. Gurus always talk about, I'm free. And like all I see him is running stage to stage to stage and talking about how stressed they are. The true test of his business, if you can walk away with a month and like it's fine, that's a real business. That's what me and Zach have. We have a real business, real employees. It didn't happen overnight. A lot of learning pain. And you got to understand that. Last one here. Damon says, Rick, it's all because of you that I'm doing probates, closing more and making more. Thank you, Rick. And I thank you. I give you guys credit. The freebies out there, you are not my derelicts. You are the love of wholesaling. You're actually what drives the wholesaling business. And the reality is gurus depend on you to buy their courses. I just want to give you guys options because you have 2 ways to vote in your life. It's with your time and your money. So vote wisely in wholesaling. Reward the people that want to grow the community and help. I give back more to these communities than most people ever do, because the reality is you have to be willing to help people for free to find the ones that really want to do it. Not everyone's going to take my information and run with it. I get it. But I'm going to give you the option. You have no restrictions. I don't care where you come from. I don't care about your background. I've had people from jail take my course and do wholesaling. Do you think I can? Like, whatever. Everybody wants a new start in life. Why or who am I here to judge somebody? I'm no better than any other person here. And I understand that. I don't wear a jacket to try to stand out in the crowd. And guys, last one I'm going to leave you with. Let me take this off here. Is where is it? If you guys really want to understand how me and Zach work, I want you to understand this. And I'm looking forward to meet up with everybody in there. So it'll be awesome. And if you go back to those pictures, it's guys like Ace showed up. He's kind of like, I'm not sure about this Rick and Zach, but I like their message. And Ace is, by the way, he's actually a very successful wholesaler. He just had a little bit of a rut and was just trying to find a way to scale it a little bit more. And we connected, and dude, the guy just hit it out of the park right away. And now we're like good friends. He's got our phone number and we connect on deals, and I love it. So any deals in his area, we make sure it goes to him. But it's just fun. It's authentic. I just don't have like this latest, greatest thing to sell you. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Let's do this. And JP, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, Rick?
Yeah, man, that's a quality beard right there, buddy.
Hey, it's a little short right now. I trimmed it recently. So.
Oh, really? How long did you get?
About a half a foot longer at one point.
Oh, man.
But
I just got one of those, like, it just doesn't work. It's like, I've tried. I just, I look like a homeless person for about probably I did it for 6 weeks once. I couldn't. I have real respect for people that grow beards, man. Because like some of you guys look really good in it, but like I look older. That's I got a lot of gray, if you know what I mean.
I got a lot more white now, but it used to be all brown. But I forgot what my face looked like, and some of my kids had never seen my face, so yeah. I cut it off earlier this year, and now I've just grown it back to this. So
you prefer that, right?
I do, yeah. I prefer a long beard.
It's natural, man. It's cool though.
Yeah.
I can't carry it. It doesn't work. I get like, they go, you look ridiculous. I'm like, you just like, it just kind of works. Like some people just got good facial hair and some don't. Some guys look really good in that short beard. I think that's awesome. My son has an incredible like beard. Like he could grow like the beard of all beards, but I'm sure he'll save it when he gets older. What can I help you out with, man? What's going on?
Well, I just want to tell you guys, thanks so much. I've been doing, you're always talking about these gurus that want to charge you a lot of money. I met one at a business conference about a month and a half ago, and he's
just don't use any names on here, okay?
I won't. He's a flipper. He lives like 4 hours from me, and he was telling me like, oh yeah, I'm going to help you and everything. And then he's like, but you got to pay me $20,000. So I was really thinking about that. I was like, well, if I guess I could take out a loan or whatever if he is legit. But then I started doing some research, and I just happened upon your guys' channel maybe like a month ago. And then I started to see, wow, all this information is free and I can learn it, and nothing's stopping me from going out there and doing it on my own. And I can take all the knowledge you guys have accumulated and use it. And I just wanted to thank you guys, because I put him aside and I've just totally dove in on freewholesaling.com. I've been trying to listen to every live, and it's been a great help to me. I've already started. I had a little bit of a setback because I live in the Carolinas, and we got absolutely smashed with the hurricane, and our region in particular has been really hit hard. But I'm back on it now that we've got all utilities back and everything. I'm back into it right now. But I did have a question about a property I am looking at right now. I just wanted to get your input. And just kind of see if maybe I should move forward with it, or because I don't want to give the homeowners are in pre-foreclosure, and I've already let them know, like, I don't want to give you false hope that I can get this deal done, because I want to help you out, but they currently owe, with all their late fees and everything, $396 on the house, and I've did all the formulas with you guys. The MAO is $450, and when after it's fully rehabbed, it could sell for anywhere from $540 to $580. But what I was gonna do today, now that I have utilities back, is just go on Deal Machine and just start calling cash buyers and try to reverse engineer it and see if I could bring a cash buyer.
That's the right move, because when they get tight, it's like you don't know where to go, and like when they make you offer, you go, crap. It's going to come down to what a cash buyer will pay for it, and you got a lot of things going on if it's in your market with the damage and stuff to the hurricane. So you really got to get a pulse on what people would pay for that product right now.
Right.
And when you get like life-changing events like you guys had,
right,
the whole landscape can change like that. Like right now, I'm going to get tropical storm winds, but like Tampa's I don't know what's going to happen with Tampa. I'm hoping
Right.
for the best. I used to live in Tampa. It's a very water community with the bay, and they haven't had a storm like this in over 100 years. Well, there was no population 100 years ago. So it's like Miami on a lower level, and there's a
Right.
bay, and that water's going to push up, and things are going to change. People ask, should I cold call, like right before a hurricane? No, like common sense. So
Right.
I would do the reverse marketing strategy and find out, hey, listen, I got a property in this area, roughly about this. Everybody knows like street markers and stuff like that without giving the address. Are
Right.
you looking for properties like that? What's your budget for a project like this? And I just ripped through it. And honestly, I did really well in my first 2 years because I'd have people that it just didn't quite meet my buying criteria. But then you
Right.
got to go work and find cash buyers that will, okay, if he'll pay a little bit more and I can just get a slight bit of discount, I can make a quick 5 or 7 grand.
Right.
And I probably did a dozen properties like that. They weren't great. They were a lot of work. But every
Right.
now and then there's people like, yeah, I want something. I want to do that. And you provide a service to community with. Let's not be realtors. Let's see what they need. But like tight deals, the worst thing you do is take a tight deal, put it under contract, and then struggle for weeks on
Right.
end. And you don't get anywhere. And then plus, if it's in a foreclosure process, you got to like take care of these people like they're your own
Right.
family. Like you can't just
Right.
go, I'm going to manipulate them. I've bought
Right.
more deals from failed wholesalers that put foreclosures under contract that had no buyers. 6 months. 6 months. I'm like,
Wow.
that's ridiculous. They're like, well, I'll split it with you. I'm like, I'm not splitting crap with you. And then we
Right.
get an argument, a lawsuit. I'm like, in the end, we have to take care of the homeowner. So you're dead on in
Right.
your strategy. You understand how I think because I'm not going to obligate and put something under contract if I can't get it sold. So let's go
Right.
find a buyer, figure out what they do and bring them in there. The problem is
Okay.
you have to just don't give the address away when you do it.
Right.
You're thinking along the right lines.
Okay, good. Thank you for answering that question. The other thing I was going to ask too is, and in regards to people in foreclosure, I have family who went through that during the Great Recession, so I'm very empathetic to people in that situation. And like you said, it's very sad to me, and I only want to put it under contract if I know I can sell the property.
I agree, but listen, you can have a conversation. Go, listen, I don't know what I'm going to be able to, like, if you're going to put it under contract, say, listen, I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot if you want me to do it. If not, I'll find a buyer and see if we can put a deal together here. You have to decide people's temperament because some people get really upset with you and you can't get yourself in hot water because all they hear is what you say. And when they hear go, hey, JP's going to buy my property, that's all they think. It's done. And they start packing their bags and they're like, dude, I don't have a buyer. And then they unload on you. And I don't like that. So you got to do the right thing. That's why the earlier you can catch them in pre-foreclosure, the easier it is.
Well, these guys are probably 60 days out from auction is what I'm guessing because they haven't made a payment in a year.
Very, very difficult at that stage. And listen, they have to bear some of the responsibility for the situation they're in. So I'm an empath, but I ain't stupid. Like we could have fixed this 6 months ago.
Right.
Now we're very, very limited choices because my favorite is when they're like 30 days from an auction, they go, I need $10,000 to sell the property. I go, that's not happening.
Right.
All I can do is try to buy it. If there's a few dollars, you might get it. But honestly, I'm just trying to save you from foreclosure and a judgment and the embarrassment of getting kicked out of your house. At the end, that's the conversation I have with every one of them. Unless they own it and they have a tiny little mortgage, that's a different story. But most of them, there's very little money because they let all the debt pile up on it, the lawyer's fees, and then they expect me to give them 10 grand. That 10 grand I could have gave you 6 months ago. That's out the window now.
Right.
There's $25,000 more owed against the property. And so I'm brutally honest with people. So do your exact strategy. That's what I would do. Don't spend a lot of energy because I believe with the shift in markets, there's going to be a massive change and influx of types of investors. Hopefully for the good, but there'll be some bad ones in there. But do what's right and help out the homeowner. And I think you're on the right path there. And listen, you understand it's no matter what if you pay somebody 20 grand or me and Zach teach you free, you have to do the same amount of work. You agree with that, right?
Yes.
And that's the little secret that none of the gurus and the coaches and why all these, by the way, how much experience did this person have?
He's been doing it. He's been doing it for, I would say 3 to 5 years at max. So I was feeling unsure.
I wouldn't even have my son didn't even teach this business till after 6 years. and he did a crap load of properties. And so the reason why you're seeing all these people coming out, there's people saying, hey, listen, if you got a skill set, we can market it and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So what he's going to do is do one-on-one coaching. It's just a course cash grab.
Right.
By the way, like that dude's going to die of a heart attack. Because let me ask you, JP, 6 months down the road, if you've gotten nowhere with him, you paid this guy 20 grand, you're going to get ticked off.
Of course, definitely.
You might like rip them apart. And that's what I'm just telling you. I've seen it, man. People get, so it's getting ridiculous. The one-on-one coaching doesn't work. This business is not that complicated. The question is, can you uncomplicate how you do stuff?
Right.
And if you check your ego at the door and do the daily actions, it's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Some people quicker than others, different situations, different skill sets. So hang in there and just keep fighting the fight. You got it.
I had one more question, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
The day before the hurricane hit, I was getting ready to go put out physical Bandit signs, which I'm going to do this week to make up for the lost time. But my question is, how soon should I start to market to people that I know whose houses have been destroyed? I'm trying to be sensitive about it because I know it's still early, but how soon is too soon?
You got to be smart about it. So if you're in that community, people need time to recover. I honestly, with the Bandit side, I'd probably wait a couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's because it's going to give you a bigger black eye. They're like, oh God, it's one of those guys. So there's a time where communities have to rebuild and recover, and you need to help out, and you'll be better off just helping. And then as the dust settles, as people start to get power back, some debris starts to get moved and traffic flows, the roads are clear, then do it. But like, you have to have common sense. That's like marketing at a funeral.
Right.
Like okay, yeah, you're first, but you ain't getting crap. Like there's just limits. You have to, a lot of people just skip the common sense test. So you're in your community, you understand what the people need.
Right.
You got to let some pain settle. I've been through this. I've had my house flooded out twice in hurricanes.
Wow.
And I know this very, very well. So typically 2 to 4 weeks is what it takes to like settle down, because then you're going to wind up on the news, or someone's going to run a negative thing on you, and it's just not worth it.
Right. Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, I want to be sensitive to the community. I also want to offer them solutions, but like you said, I don't want to do it too early to where it's seen as predatory.
Or naturally, hey, listen, if anybody's looking to sell, I'm glad to help you out. I'm part of the community. You do that while helping people, cleaning up, creating drives, helping people out.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife and I, we've been we have a lot of elderly neighbors, so we've just been feeding them and helping take care of them and making sure they got the things they need. But all their houses are fine. It's mainly, lower areas of the neighborhood that were destroyed. But I'm thinking of doing like a food drive down there as well to help out the neighbors down there.
Yeah. Common sense, man. Like, help the people that need help. We can't always be on the attack on this business, but like, you can build good organic relationships, and people like, hey, dude, JP, that guy helped us out when we needed it. And I cleaned out a lot of houses in my area before, and they're like, they don't forget it. So that actually will go longer than a Bandit sign, because people are going to look at it negatively right off the bat.
Right. Awesome.
That's like certain political candidates saying, they show up in your state. I'm like, where the hell have you been the last, where have you been the last week? Like, come on, man. Like, I can tell you what, dude, if I was a president or vice president, I would have been in there in shorts. I'd be working 15 hours a day nonstop. I wouldn't leave Asheville until all the roads were open and the electric's open. That's what we need. But people want to come in and get a quick photo op. It pisses me off.
Oh, trust me, the locals here are not too happy about the federal response. I'll leave it at that. They're not very happy.
But like, listen, to be fair, FEMA's always been a wreck, as long as I remember. They go back to Katrina and everything else, but for God's sakes, just get out of your White House thing and just go help people. And my problem is, it takes people like Elon Musk to embarrass the government, saying, listen, we're just going to give everybody internet for free. Let's go. And he took private citizens, dropped them off everywhere. And, I don't know the facts, but I'm hearing about government interference. It's like, at the end of the day, sometimes we just got to put all our beliefs, all your religion, your political affiliations, and just help people.
Agreed.
That's the last thing. Do you imagine if you're sinking on a boat in a Coast Guard and they go, hey, are you Republican or Democrat before you sink? Like, we can't do this. In the federal government, like when they play games like this, there was one where the VP said, we tried to call the governor of Florida. He's dealing with a catastrophic event. He's evacuating people. He's putting the military in place now. He's got food stacked up. He's doing all the stuff the government should be doing to prepare.
Right.
Now, keep in mind, I get what happened is a lot of people were working weren't prepared for it. It was weird. We should have gotten better, but like, okay, it's done now. Where is everybody to help other than the private civilians? And that's the problem. All our tax base, you have military bases. Just send the world. If you're willing to send billions to other countries, why not help out our own first? Then
100% agreement.
And that's what pisses me off. Get up there, roll your sleeves up, and you get exhausted like the people, because those are the people that voted you in, and they're going to vote your ass out. So
I believe it.
I'm sick of the politics, guys. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think we got to just start helping each other out in this country and stop. We're being pitted against each other, and you don't even know it. So stop trying to help people based on their affiliation. It's ridiculous. Yes. I will even help out New York Jets fans. That's how nice I am. See, I'm a Dolphins, and we're getting our ass, but like me and the Jets, we're getting our butt kicked at the same time. But like at the end of the day, we still love football. We're still Americans. We got to stop trying to qualify if you're on my team or not. Because if you're human, that's the only race we need to be involved in. And I think we're really missing it in this country. It's like these people in politics are so immature. But like, really, do you think the governor of Florida, he's doing all the stuff that he's preparing heavy as he can?
Right.
Let me tell you, they have loaded up the West Coast. Some of the most impressive things. They've got all the FP&L trucks, the electric, the linemen. They've got military just pouring through our streets. They're doing everything they humanly possibly can. And by the way, he works 7 days a week, nonstop, 18 hours a day to try to give everything he's got, because they know people are going to die. People are going to get hurt, and we just need to get better. So I'm going to get off on that rant on that. But I appreciate you. Just keep going. You got the right attitude. You know exactly what to do. Don't let these gurus fool you on it. You got it, JP. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. Okay. See ya. Okay, guys. So if you are new to this channel, do me a favor. Here's the good news is today is all recorded for you. You can go on there and it'll be all in there. But if you really want to get a crash course and learn the full right way to do wholesaling from your first deal to your first $100,000, skip the gurus because they just want to get deep in your pocket. Go to freewholesaling.com and remember who took care of you when everyone else told you, you guys are the most difficult, you free people, you're impossible. I believe in you. Me and Zach believe in you, but you're going to have to step up. If you want to get from JV to varsity, you've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the reps. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team. You're going to miss out on a couple deals. It's how you respond to it that makes the person the wholesaler you're going to become. Be that person. Have your belief, have your conviction, and for God's sakes, go out there and put in the actions. Guys, this is Rick Ginn. I will see you guys Thursday. I will be here as long as I got internet and power. I'm saying a prayer for everybody on the West Coast. I know you're going to make it through. And don't worry, the state of Florida, we're going to ride and die and help you out no matter what. Love you guys. See you.